LeBron James all over YouTube Golf.
Do you think LeBron James saw my bladed wedge across the green?
Absolutely.
And he was like, "Damn, Frankie," you know what I mean? Like he was into it. Like, you think he watched that episode? Like, no,
dude. A damn Frankie LeBron James tweet with like 20 exclamation points would have been the best thing ever.
Folks, it's our final show of the entire year. Mr. Ryan Richardson comes with some Christmas movie trivia to finish off the year. We have a great clip from an icon in the game. It's Mr. Tiger Woods' 50th birthday coming up. We actually have some news and a little bit of debate in the golf world with a 30-year-old retirement. We've got updates from a health status, I would say, from the folks on the show. And it's all brought to you by our presenting sponsor throughout this entire year for our final show, Chevy, Chevrolet, and the Equinox EV. If it's an EV that you are looking for, the Equinox EV, it's the smartest one you can make, the 17-inch dial touchscreen display. It's the best in class. We are very thankful of Chevy for all of this, gentlemen.
Yeah, we love Chevy. They're a great partner of ours. And yeah, I give a quick health update off the top. Just been a long 2 days here, just with a little bit of a stomach bug. But then we do a bunch of trivia. We get into Mito Pereira, Tiger Woods. It's a packed show to end the year.
Shitter's full.
It's full, brother. It's full. It's overflowing.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry, everybody.
Athletic, bold, commanding. That's the Equinox EV. It's going to help you show up in style. If it's distance you're after, that Equinox EV offers 319 miles of EPA estimated electric range with front-wheel drive. So heading into this final show of the year, it is again brought to you by Chevy's Equinox EV, which is the smartest choice in EVs that you can make. Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. It is our final episode of the year of our Lord 2025. Happy holidays to everybody. Hanukkah just finished up, but happy Hanukkah, belated happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, happy holidays to whatever that you celebrate. As we kind of wrap up the end of the year, we've got some 2025 kind of year in review type things to discuss, a little bit of 2026 things to that are coming to discuss. A couple great kind of clips that I found from around the internet, and a little bit of golf news to actually discuss. So quite a bit to kind of get to as we wrap this thing up. But Merry Christmas, gentlemen. I know this is a very Christmas celebrating podcast.
Yeah, this is it. This is go time. This is everything we've been leading up to. We've been waiting for this week. It's very, very exciting. I know a couple of us are under the weather. Trent in particular has been just doing nasty things to his hotel room.
Hey, poor bastards.
What's been going on over there?
Yeah, so I'm back home. I'm in Iowa. I came home. I'm obviously home for the holidays, but I came home a little bit early for some family stuff and been hanging around with family, and it's been great seeing everybody, spending a lot of time with a bunch of people. And then, this weekend, Saturday night, I started to feel a little bit of something in my stomach. I was just like, oh, maybe I ate something, because we've been eating a lot. That's one of the things that we do and that a lot of families do. You just eat a lot and all the time during the holidays when you're together. And I was like, oh man, my stomach doesn't feel that great. And that was probably around 5 or 6 o'clock on Saturday. And then when midnight hit, all hell broke loose. And I thought it was food poisoning originally. As it has morphed and evolved over the last couple of days, I think it's a stomach bug type of thing. My mom has it as well. A couple other people in the family got it. I think we all just got hit by this stomach bug or this stomach flu. And I'm staying at a hotel, and these walls have seen unspeakable things the last couple of days. It's just ends. Really, dude. What's that?
It's coming out both ends.
Oh, and at the same time sometimes. I had that happen to me. I think our good friend Lurch once told a story about like
jolly show right
you're
here.
Sitting and it's happening and it's all happening and you're like, oh my, I feel terrible. And then you just feel disgust. And then it starts coming out the other end, and there's a sink there and there's a toilet there, and it's just a lot going on all at once. And
Right, Richardson, could we play some royalty-free Christmas music below as Trent's discussing it coming out both ends? Just very low.
It's a good idea.
Like
good idea.
And then,
very cinematic.
You could absolutely just have that playing throughout here.
And I understand that it is the holiday season, and people probably don't want to hear about me puking and shitting everywhere in my hotel room. But it just happens to be my reality for the last couple of days. And, when it first started happening, you're just like, wow, this is a lot and it's all going on. And I really am just having quite an experience here. When the rubber hits the road is when you run out of things. And the flu and the stomach bug still wants to pull you into the bathroom and be like, give me what you got. And you're saying, I don't have anything left. And it's saying, I'm not accepting that as an answer. Give me what you got. And so you're just in there and my neck is sore from puking. I'm not even kidding. I puked more in the last 48 hours than I puked in my whole life combined. And I'm a guy who drank a lot in college. So like, that's not a low number. And it really, man, you don't, this is going to sound so stupid, but like when you're not sick, you don't think about it. But then when you are sick, you're like, holy shit, not being sick is like the best thing ever. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Dude, there was a point at 3 a.m. on Saturday where I was just like, I don't think I can keep doing this. Like I felt so bad, and I was doing the things that I mentioned before, and then it would finish up, and I would try to lay down, and I would be so nauseous and my head would be spinning that I couldn't even fall asleep. It's really been an eventful couple of days.
Wow.
Damn, man. That sucks. That sucks a lot. Injuries, same way. When you get injured, you just like mess up your ankle or something for a week, and then you just think all the time, like, how fucking awesome is it when you can just walk normally and not have an issue, or you tweak your back or something? Man, when you're sick, it fucking sucks being sick. I know that's probably
it's really bad.
And
Hannah and I were pretty
sucks.
sick this weekend, like just like not feeling great. And like it's funny when we were watching the Pittsburgh Steelers game laying in bed. And I remember looking at Aaron Rodgers like running around the field, and at one point they called it like a timeout, and he was just talking to like one of the maybe like the offensive coordinator. And I said to Hannah, I'm like, isn't it amazing that he feels healthy right now? Like that guy is like walking around, he feels good. Like just seeing people that are healthy while you're sick is such a weird feeling. Like you can't even imagine being able to run around a football field. I'm like, and then the rest of the game, like he's throwing footballs, like he is getting tackled. Like these linemen feel so healthy that they're able to like celebrate and like arm lock each other when they freaking pancake a guy or something. It's nuts. I'm sitting there, I could barely get up.
I checked my health app from Saturday or Sunday actually, because that was when it was really in full bloom. I took 173 steps on Sunday.
Wow.
And and I was exhausted. And that felt like it was like I couldn't have gone 174. I simply couldn't have. That was everything I had. So I know what you mean. You're watching people and you're just like,
just to the toilet and back to the bed, to the toilet and
right.
Back
That's
to the
173 steps to the toilet, whatever that is divided by whatever. It was, it's really.
We had kind of a hack. We got the IV bags to the house.
I mean, that's a pro move.
There's these companies out there that these nurses will come to your house, and it's like their side gig, and they IV you up. They throw vitamins in. Now I will say it's basically like Band-Aid on a freaking, it's like putting a little piece of tape over a hole in a pool or something. Like it's still going to come out of you. But at the end of the day, for those couple hours after that IV bag, you feel like you could do anything.
I think a lot of it might even be placebo. Like the fact that you're trying something is
I mean, like also it's definitely hydrating
medicine
for sure, but it's not going to like kick out an illness. It's not going to like fight off a virus. Like it's not giving
illness. No. I would say, as a golf podcast, that's an incredible addition to a buddy's golf trip. Because
hungover. Wow.
Oh,
that's literally what you need. You just need those vitamins and the replenishing of that hydration.
I did it on our Bandon Dunes trip. My go-to caddy there, Odie, who's the man, his wife does, I think it's called Bandon IV. She actually has one called like the Rig Special is one of her concoctions that she does. And this thing will bring you back to life, because we did, it's the IV bag. It takes like an hour for that thing to undrip inside it. And you get there Tuesday, and we were like, whatever, you're so excited. Speaking of the trip, you always say you're going to take it easy and you're not going to go nuts the first night. Then there's a guy, my buddy Killian from Ireland, who we haven't seen in a year. Next thing you know, it's like 2 a.m. You're sitting by the fire pit. You've drank like wine, tequila, vodka, beer, and you got to get up and play golf the next day. You do it all again on Wednesday. And then by Thursday morning, it's like, all right, we still got 2 more days of this trip. How am I going to get through this? IV is an unbelievable addition to like a long-term golf trip like that. If you know you're going to drink, you're going to have to try to play. You're going to also try to be present, be social with your buddies and the whole deal. And IV is great for that. And I will say it could be a nice, like, get you over the hump briefly if you're sick. Like I did it for, I want to say it was like May of this year. We shot back to back to back hater matches, and I was about as sick as I've ever been. I had a mobile IV the day before, and it got me another like day of feeling pretty damn good, and I felt like I was not sick. And then the come down was pretty dog shit, and I felt horrible. So it doesn't get you over being sick, but the hangover and the like exhaustion of a golf trip, I think the mobile IV is such a home run.
That was really helpful. And then also, I mean, no free ads. I know people think we push a lot of products on these shows, and this is a non-sponsored plug I'm about to give. It used to be. I used to be a piece of shit. 8 Sleep, that bed that we have, that bed cover, dude, when you're sick or you have like a fever or you have the chills, there has never been a better invention than that. I mean, like I had that feverish feeling, and like there's no worse feeling than being in a bed and you're getting hot, you're getting cold. Like you start to get the sweats, but you also want to lower your temperature. And then you start to get the chills when you take off the thing. Dude, I was able to adjust my temperature down to like 58 degrees to cool out my back. And my body just got nice and calm. And then like when I started to get the chills, you raise it up to 90 and you're just like in an incubator. It feels like the sun is on your chest. It's nuts. It's heating up everything. Oh my God, it's a great feeling. Yeah, I'm sure people want to get that now that I said that. But I mean, you got to go check out 8 Sleep. It's a hell of a freaking product.
Expensive I still use my 8 Sleep. I still use my 8 Sleep. No, it's not cheap. It's not a cheap item, but I want to say we were giving people like $500 off when we were doing our deal a year or two ago.
I mean, I don't know if I would have pulled the trigger. Like I now that I've used it, I would definitely. I can't live without it. So I mean, it's one of those things like you got to trust the ad read. Like what we're saying, it's like it's a hell of a product. But yeah, they were good tests. I mean, they gave us one. It's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, man. Being sick, it sucks. And up until even recording this podcast, I have not had real food yet. Like I've had the last couple of days, it's been saltines and bananas.
So you can't even put it like you don't have you have no appetite, or you physically can't even like hold it down.
I could hold it down. I think at this point, potentially, I haven't tried yet, but nothing sounds good. Zero. No real food. No burger. No cheeseburger. No Chinese food. No nothing. Nothing sounds good.
You're gonna be thin as hell for Christmas.
I'm gonna be looking hot. I'm gonna be skinny,
tight,
skinny bitch,
looking real good. But yeah, no, it's I would rather be fat and not sick.
It's got to be that neurovirus that's been going around. that piece of shit. That neurovirus.
Well, I've been doing a lot of Googling because I've been seeing like even a couple people at Barstool are sick, and a couple like it is that time of year. So I'm just like it's confirmation bias of me like, oh, now that I'm sick during the time of year that people are always sick, you're gonna find things that you want to find. But yeah, that new. What is that? The norovirus? Is that what I've got?
That's the one that makes you puke and shit your pants.
Then I got it.
Sounds a lot like what you're dealing with.
Here's the thing, and this is I don't want to come off like we lived through COVID and it was the worst thing ever. It was great for golf, great for foreplay, great for Barstool Golf. I'll get that.
Great for Mincy that
great
year.
For Mincy. Everyone, yeah, Mincy, like yeah, best thing ever happened to him. Like we lived in a time where they tried to separate everyone, wear masks, because this new virus that came from wherever the hell you believe it came from, came over here, started infecting people, and like we were getting sick at a quicker rate. Then all of a sudden everyone's like, well, we were always getting the cold at this rate. Everyone was getting the flu, which I was always on that side as well. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's the fact that we got COVID a couple times and now our immune systems are shit. I've never been more sick in the last couple of years than I have been. You
Same.
too, Riggs? Bro.
Yeah.
But like it's just here's the thing. Like I was sitting at dinner with Hannah last night. I'm like, we're still living in the same time we were in 2021 and 2020. Like people are still, when you get a Thanksgiving party or a Christmas party, everyone is getting either COVID or some variation of it, and it's mutating. It's mutated till it was COVID-19. It's COVID like 1,000 now. They have like 1 million different mutations of this thing. To one point, the first time you got COVID, it would be like, oh, you have 6 months immunity. Remember that? They'd be like, you're a freaking Superman. Once you get that, you're good. That. Now, if you go to the doctor and you have COVID,
you could go swimming in COVID after you had it.
Now they're like 2 weeks, it's coming back. So it's like we've just, which we always argued back in 2020, it's like we can all just handle getting sick and like living our lives. You don't have to shut down like a pizza restaurant. Like my dad doesn't need to shut down the restaurant for a year. We can all just get a cold and move on. Like we're just living in that time now. Like, and it's actually people are getting so sick. It's alarming, bro. Every single time during the winter when we have a get together, if 15 people are here, 11 of them get sick. And we're very cautious, washing hands, sending out text messages. Hey, everyone, if you've been exposed, no, done. It's amazing. I've gotten sick like 10 times this year. I don't remember a time ever this happening. It's just like, this is our new world now.
It's very anecdotal, but this is the first time I've gotten sick in this sick at least. Like I have a cold every once in a while, but this is the first time I've been really sick.
But even those colds, that's like kind of what I mean. Like I never used to get colds like that, like constantly having to blow my nose and shit. I'm constantly stuffed. It's just like, I can't get it back. My immune system's shot, I think.
Yeah, I feel like I used to get a little bit of a cold a couple times a year, but it would be a stuffy nose, a really sore throat, and something I'd get over in like 2 days. Whereas I think, and I'm not gonna go full conspiracy. I'm just gonna spit facts, which is that prior to 2020, I like never got seriously sick, like ever. I never got, people got bronchitis, people got mono, people like got all of this stuff when I was growing. I just never got any of it. I never was sick. 2020 occurred. Ever since 2020, I've had like 12 times maybe where I've been sicker than I ever was prior to 2020. Now, you could also maybe point to the fact that I'm older than I was then.
I know.
And when you get older, you're less healthy. You could argue that like I'm just generally less healthy. Combination of like I'm older, I'm in less good shape. My immune system is more pathetic. When you get older, your immune system is more pathetic and people get sicker, and I'm just getting older. So all of that combined, who the fuck knows? But dude, like this year alone, I had a stretch this year in like the early summer, maybe late spring, you could call it, where I was sick for like 3.5, 4 weeks straight. I was sick the whole time. I could not get unsick. My throat was like sore and hurt. I had headaches. I was like stuffy nose, and I just was a mess for like a month straight.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all pretty far above my pay grade, but all I know is being sick sucks. And I've hated the last 48 hours.
I agree. Being sick sucks. A couple administrative things. January 6th, 2026 will be our next podcast. That's the Tuesday after New Year's and New Year's Eve and all that. So, our crew, our guys, us, can enjoy a little bit of time off, and then we'll be coming back firing. And then today, on Tuesday, December 23rd, is the final hater match of the year. The season finale. We filmed this recently in here in Arizona, actually at TPC Scottsdale at the Champions course, which is the other course. They have 36 holes of TPC Scottsdale Stadium course. That's where you saw Nick Taylor shoot like 0 against us. I think he was 8 under through 15 holes. It's very perfectly foreplay. That spoiler alert if you haven't watched that video, but very, very foreplay that we would film a video at TPC Scottsdale Stadium course. 16th hole. They're building the stadium. We're going to play in there. And Nick Taylor defeated us before we even got to the 16th hole.
Yep.
But the sister course, paired with that course at TPC Scottsdale, is the Champions course right across the street. Much more like playable, friendly course, more of like a resorty type course. And we brought in Colby from Oklahoma, who has sent, a dozen or so DMs calling me trash. The whole deal. Brendan interviews him at the beginning, so you kind of go through the history, why we got to this point. I believe he's like a 1.9 handicap index. He had a couple of his boys there with him. They had played golf the day before, and then he's wearing his Oklahoma gear, which is very funny now that game went the way that it went, that he was rocking all of the gear. But hell of a match in the Hater Series. Going into this final match, this is the 5th Hater match of the year, 4-0 for the year going into this. With a couple, I did have a couple devastating losses. One was the 25K match, in which your friend Kyle, who actually turned out to be a nice guy, wanted to ride in the cart, said he's not a hater. He actually loves what we do. So I don't consider that part of the Hater Series. You could if you want to. But Kirk Minahan and the other 3 fellas took them down in the Hater Series 4-0. So this is the last one. We'll see if we can keep a perfect record. So check that out.
It's been a hell of a year. I mean, it's not easy facing off against these people. You see the DMs. These are coming from real people, and they're real messages. They want to try and tear you down. As nice as they could possibly be in person, that does not take away from them being absolute trash bag human beings behind a keyboard and behind their phones. Like anyone that's trying to actively tear someone down online, this guy can show me as many smiles as he wants in the preview and all the trailers. I'm sure he was a great guy when you guys are playing your match, but like that is as low as it gets. It's real hate. It's you see a lot of haters videos out there now. Riggs has been getting the most hate online for like 5 straight years. Go watch anything that we do, and no one can understand why it's even happening. I mean, it built this brand up to where it is. We're just putting out golf videos, and people are like, "Fuck you, I can beat you." Like, what? Do you say that to anyone else? Like, does anyone say anything like that to anyone else in any other profession? It's outrageous. So yeah, no, to be able to have a chance to clean sweep this would be incredible. I've not seen it. You haven't told us anything yet. We're very excited. I'm very, very excited to watch this. So make sure you all tune in. We'll all be watching together to try and do that nice 5-0. Would be great, because that's just like the ultimate fuck you to all these people.
Yeah, I think that the thing that I take personally, and Vinny kind of made the point when we did the Vinny match. People will recall Vinny was the one demanded we played from the tips, and then I beat him 7-6. But Vinny, he was like, you put yourself out there, you're open to people responding. Completely fair. 100% agree with that. We kind of respond and talk about what everybody that puts themselves out there, whether they're a pro golfer, whether in the golf space, whether they're just a public figure, whatever it might be. But I think there's a difference between like decently doing it with like in a decent way and doing it in like a malicious way where you're truly just trying to hurt people. And the thing that I take personally is that people basically just think that I'm a liar and that I'm like out there lying about my golf game. So we say, fine, we're going to find people that are pretty much between like a 2 and a 6 handicap, because that's where I've been for the last year in terms of my handicap fluctuation. We say, we'll bring you out on camera, we'll play straight up, and we'll just kind of see who wins. And so for me, I got a lot on the line in these matches, boys. You go out there, which I have lost a couple of these matches. The first one we ever fucking filmed, I lost. We did this whole series where I was like, I'm going to bring these haters on. They're going to see how hard it is on camera. I'm going to show them that I really do have some game. I fucking lost the first one that we did against Doug. Was like, damn, that really sucks. And then the one at Tot Hill Farm, I couldn't get a drive and play. Somehow still got that match to 1 up with like 4 to play, and then lost like the last 4 holes to lose that one. But overall, I believe we're 6-2 going into this. So I've had some good wins as well. And the only reason I go through all that is just like, I feel very much with the hate and whatnot. The only part that I really care about is that I feel targeted as being called a liar about my handicap, which we've discussed a lot. So for me, it's my big opportunity to be like, no. I've just been telling you the whole truth the whole time about what my game is capable of. So let's do a match mano a mano. I love to compete. And so, yeah, here we are, the Hater Series, the season finale, the 5th match of the year. That one is out today. So if you're listening early in the morning, it's coming out a little later. If you're listening later in the day, it's probably already out on YouTube. So make sure you check that out. A little bit of golf news. Gentlemen, on May 22nd, 2022, at about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mito Pereira stood on the tee on the 72nd hole of the PGA Championship at Southern Hills, needing just a par to win his first major championship. He made a perplexing golf swing, hit the ball into the creek that runs across that fairway where we walked with Tiger Woods, and Trent almost fell into the creek. He made a double bogey 6, missing out on a playoff that was played between, was it Matt Fitzpatrick and Justin Thomas? Were those the two folks?
Yeah,
maybe so. In that. And Justin Thomas ended up winning that PGA championship, his second PGA championship. His father, obviously a teaching professional and PGA pro, and that whole storyline. But Mito Pereira then went to live. And as of today, which is while we're recording, it's December 22nd, 2025. At 30 years old, Mito Pereira has retired from the game of golf.
Good Lord.
Really? Will Zalatoris. I had that wrong. Will Zalatoris.
I was going to say that, and I didn't want to look like an idiot.
Zalatoris.
It's all right. Why not? Look like
I wish
an idiot.
I fucking blurted that out. It was so cool.
That would have been really awesome. Because
I just agreed. Rick said it, and I just agreed. And I was like,
I remember watching it. We were in Arizona for that. Watching it at that bowling alley, weren't we?
I missed the flight that morning. You remember that?
Yeah.
Or no?
No. Weren't we? We were just like watching it at that Bolero. Played like a ton of golf. We played a ton of bowling.
Oh, I do remember that actually. Yeah, we did. We bowled a lot.
was the most random ad anyway. He's freaking retired, man. He's freaking retired as hell, dude.
30 years old.
Retired. 30 years old. I did a little bit of research, and he, I believe, in total career earnings on the Live Golf Tour. So this doesn't include his lump sum payment to go to Live, which I'm not sure what that is. I couldn't find what that is. His career earnings on Live are $17.3 million he's made in 3 seasons of playing over on Live. He did, ever since that fateful day at the PGA Championship at Southern Hills, he followed that up actually that year while he was still playing on the PGA Tour with a couple good finishes. He had a tie for 7th, a tie for 13th, a tie for 4th at the Shriners. And then ever since going on to Live, he had some good performances maybe in the first year of Live, but then this year he finished 52nd on the Live money list. There's only I think there's like 60 players on Live. One of them's like Anthony Kim that plays on this thing. So he didn't have the greatest year. The jokes are there that like Justin Thomas killed him, the creek at Southern Hills in Tulsa, Oklahoma, killed his golf career, whatever. Shout out to Mito Pereira. I mean, he's 30 years old. He fucking made, let's call it $30 million or something along those lines. He said, I want to be in Chile. I want to be hanging out with my family and friends. I want to just do something other than be traveling the world, hitting golf balls into creeks and losing golf tournaments. So my ass is fucking done. And to that, I would say kudos. Well done.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. This is a pretty rare case. You don't see, like, he doesn't even really owe us the announcement that he's retiring. Like it's he's 30 years old. He doesn't want to do it anymore. He could have just disappeared and not said anything, I guess. But it is interesting just to be like, I'm giving it up. And hopefully it is just the reasons are like, I don't want to travel as much and I just want to be with my family in Chile, which sounds like those are the reasons. And if those are the reasons, I think he is well within his power and just to ride off into the sunset with his $20 to $30 million and just be his own person now. Like you don't see many people give it up. Most people chase it and they chase it and they chase it. And it ends up, they chase it for so long and then maybe it doesn't go so well. And they end up, not spending as much time with their family and the road life kills them. And it just, it takes a lot out of you. So, I really do. I give a big shout out to Mito Pereira. I think this is an honorable step.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to think of it. One is that he doesn't owe it to anyone. He can just do whatever the hell he wants, which he can. That is like that's the obvious option A. He can do whatever he wants. The other side of it, when you're in this position and you have this type of skill, whether it's God-given or a mix of that and earned and the amount of work that he put in, and you're only in this hot spot, this peak of your life for a certain amount of time, and you have this opportunity to play this game, it is a little bit sad to watch someone give it up at the age of 30. He was in the final pairing of a PGA Championship. You saw Phil Mickelson, right? Like, I hope that he can get that fire back to show how good his potential is. Like, he doesn't even know how good he is. And that there's a little bit of a tragedy to that, where we as sport fans just like to watch the best players play the best to their ability. That's like what we do. We technically shouldn't care about anything. We shouldn't care if Aaron Judge just hangs it up next year, but we want to watch him try and break records and and be the best he could possibly be, win World Series, like for himself. That's what, being a sports fan is the weirdest thing. We are only rooting for these people to have their own personal achievements that brings us happiness. So when you're a fan of the game of golf and you have this name, and I'm not saying he's anything big or special. I mean, the guy went to Live and completely went off the face of the earth in terms of notable golfers. I mean, you just said when you're 50th on Live, you're basically, you might as well just join the YouTube circuit at this point. Like, you're not really getting any eyeballs on it. So this is kind of a slow and like just quiet step away. It's just, I don't know. There's a part of you that reads that headline and you're like, damn, there's not many people that get that opportunity. And a lot of people watch that and they say like, I wish you would just keep going, and that's a weird take. I get it. But like, I wish you would play to your potential. Like, you don't even see, and I don't know everything else that's going on in his life. This is just like an outsider looking in. It's like, you don't even know how good you are. Your peers are like, God, that's crazy.
Yeah, I guess there's also part of it where like the golf is one thing. And then like, I don't think we really know what goes into all these guys' lives in terms of travel and the isolation of it. And like, if your family's not traveling with you, like, you might have the golf part, you might be like, oh, I am probably good enough to do this and to make a living. And he clearly was for a few years there. But then there's probably a side of it where he's just like, I don't want to fucking do this. Like I am not like a road dog. Like you look at the careers of now, like the longest tenured guys of like the Rorys, of just all of the guys at the highest level. And you kind of stand in awe of it. Now you get to a point where you're making enough money. You can probably have your family travel on the road with you, and it's like less of a burden. But for a tier of Mito Pereiras, where you're leaving home, you're hoping to go out there and make some bank, make some cash, come back home, see the fam. I can imagine that being more of a grind. I get that it's professional golf, and like people would be really blessed and they would love to be able to play professional golf. But there's the real side of that where I'm going out to make this money, and maybe sometimes it's not going as well as I want to. And I wasted all that time being away from my family. And I can see how that could wear on somebody.
Well, if it's the schedule that's burdening him, then like, I mean, now you're playing on Live, which was half the reason the guys went over there, because the schedule was easier and it's more international, so he's closer to home. I mean, this guy really doesn't want to play golf then if it's.
I don't think he does.
Schedule, yeah.
I really don't think he does.
Yeah, I don't think it's a weird take, Frankie, at all, because like I think that you think we've talked about this a lot, but like at some point you got to do something as a person. I think that's like part of being a happy person on a day in day out basis, is that you get your fulfillment from something. It could either be your career, it could be a passion, it could be art, it could be maybe you're a community leader, maybe whatever it is. You got to be driven towards like something. I think that kind of like inspires you day in and day out. And I would say that like there's almost nothing cooler you can be than like trying to win golf tournaments and going into big events, if this is your skill, something that he loves, and having like a chance to work hard, improve your game, and actually like compete and win golf championships and like titles. I think that's unimaginably cool. And so I do see that part of it of like Phil's quote, I pulled it, which you just referenced. He said, I've seen Mito's incredible talent firsthand. I wish him success and happiness. I also hope his passion comes back to him and he fulfills his potential. So I think like, I don't think that's a weird take at all. I think there is like an element of, you're watching Justin Rose this year, 45 years old. Justin Rose almost won a major championship. He was phenomenal in the Ryder Cup for Team Europe. He's doing the damn thing. He's 15 years older than Mito Pereira. So you'd be thinking like, God damn, you got this potential. That is like sad. And then, there's also parts of me that thinks like what we do is the coolest thing on the planet. We take about 90, 100 flights a year doing it. There are times in the middle of the summer grind where I'm like, fuck this. I'm throwing my phone in the river. I'm never taking another flight again. And I'm just going to like sit around in St. Louis and like play golf off camera with my buddies whenever the hell I want to and not try, And so like, I kind of get, I see both sides, which I hate whenever we say that on the show. And you don't know where he's at, whether it's mentally, whether it's with his family. Maybe everything's great and he just wants to be home more often. Maybe it's not that great. And he thinks that this is the key to like, that all going much better for him. Who knows? It is a shocking, like I think that there are a lot of reasons that we don't see this very often, right? Like I think that it is this really cool potential that you have. You can play golf for a very long time. Like if he was a running back in the NFL and he was 30 years old and retiring, nobody would think twice. For a long time, if you were a tennis player and it was like you're 30 years old, you kind of could be done. People understand that. Whereas like you're a golfer, man, it used to be you were hitting your prime at 30, 31, 32 years old as a golfer. And so to see that, is in some ways it is sad because he could have been a major champion, Chilean, and like carrying kind of that torch. And who knows how much more he could have won as like a international player from like South America. And they had the whole episode on him on Full Swing, where like the house that he was in with all that crew and their significant others, and they're all like cooking up sort of like their South American cuisine. And like, it was really cool. And you're thinking like, oh, he could do that on the road with everybody all the time and win majors. What a great life. And so to kind of take that big of a part of his life, just like away from his life and retire, like part of that is very sad. And then, like I said, the other part of me is also just like, God damn, you spend that 30 or 15 or whatever it is, $1 million pretty like intelligently for the next 50 years. And like, what a life he's about to live. He's going to be
do whatever you want.
Oh, he's going to be king. He's going to be having a great time. He's going to be sitting on the porch drinking whiskey, telling people stories for the next 60 years with all the money in the world. So I kind of get it on both sides. You know what I mean?
You end up really liking the stories of the guys that stick with it, and you end up becoming bigger fans of them when you see stuff like this. Like a Max Homa, not saying that he's in the same boat, but kind of goes away from the major championship grind. You're not seeing him anymore. And he's playing kind of, the winter series of golf. He's playing the fall events and he's trying to just get his game back. Like that guy, the amount of money he's made, with if he felt like his game was off and he didn't want to do it anymore, you'd be like, oh, what has he made? Like $60 million? I don't know. He doesn't have to do this ever again. We say it all the time about Tiger Woods. Like this guy is waking up at 2:00 in the morning to get into an ice bath, and he has to have 15 people working on his body like he's getting the Iron Man suit on. Like at the end of the day, he doesn't have to ever pick up a golf club again, but they just don't want to give it up. They want to keep playing. This is about just doing it while you can, because we only get one turn. We only get one life. There's only one time on this rock. Like, why aren't we trying to use every single second to our best ability? And whatever that might be, yeah, maybe you want to just be a stay-at-home dad. That's great. There's a million of them. You just want to be the ultimate stay-at-home father. You never want to go back to work. You've done it. You hit the lottery. You won $20 million. You literally hit the lottery and you just don't have to leave your house. Good for you. That's great. There's going to be a lot of people that are looking at it being like, God, we want to watch you hit a golf ball again, because there's like a market for that. And like, we love to watch that. We just want to see you play the game of golf still. So yeah, interesting dilemma there.
I would also say and this is why I mentioned the announcement when we first started talking about this. Like, I think the majority of stories like this, we just don't hear from the guy again. Like, he just kind of goes away.
Yeah, loses his tour card, and you're just like, oh, what happened to that guy?
So like, I don't, the conversation that we're having around it is actually interesting, but I think like if he just hadn't said anything and then he just ended up kind of dropping away, I think people would just be like, oh yeah, that's the guy who made the weird swing.
Well, he's played in 2 Olympics. He's probably geared up for another one, he's an international player that has a name because of his horrific swing during the PGA Championship, but like, he, for better or worse, was a name. And he played in Tokyo, and he played, where was the other one? Where was the other Olympics? Paris and Tokyo. And like, this is a guy that's on TV. We're seeing him play the game of golf. So it's definitely a little bit shocking to see that name go. But
I don't know if you guys remember, but this is the second time he's done this. In the full swing, he retired when he was, or not retired, I guess, because you're only 16, but he stopped playing for 2 years when he was growing up. He was at IMG Academy, and he literally just stopped. He said, I got tired of it, and I just wanted to play other sports. And then one day the fire came back, and I decided to play again.
This guy hates golf.
Well, that can happen too. Like you mentioned the Tigers and the Justin Roses of the world. There's also people who aren't wired that way, where you're just like,
hates the game of golf.
This is I'm good enough at this where I can get a paycheck, and he clearly was. He made millions of dollars. But some guys aren't going to wake up at 2 a.m. and have teams work on their bodies. They would rather make as much money as they can, and then when they don't have the fire, they're just like, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm gone.
Yeah. It's funny, like, if you look, dude, like Tiger and whatever that was, 2008, when he was doing all the Navy SEAL training and stuff, whenever we read that book, was like ready to give up golf. It was like, I'm all set. I'm going to like go into the fucking military for a couple of years. And he was, like chasing this dream. So like, yeah, I don't know. It seems so glorious from the outside in, as guys that like pretty much suck at golf and will never understand what it's like to have the chance to win. But then I can also remember the times when I've been out at, a lower level tour event or a Corn Ferry tour event on like a Tuesday practice round, following along with either Alistair or like Joel Damon or Kiz or whatever. And you're out there and you're like, this is fucking depressing as hell. This fucking sucks out here. It's hot. None of these people have seen their families in 3 weeks. They're like grinding and like, and the practice round is 5.5 hours and week after week. And so, part of me gets it, but yeah, I guess my overwhelming thought is that it's like kind of sad, kind of a bummer. And I would, kind of to Trent's point of like, there's plenty of guys that like lost their tour card this year that are like retiring. You could argue are like retiring, but if he was playing great and competing in majors like Bryson was right now on the LIV Tour, I don't know that he'd be like retiring maybe.
No.
So it's kind of kind of an interesting spot. It's not like he didn't just win. Like some of us were talking about, like after Rory won the Masters, we talked about this last week. Like there were rumors that he was going to fucking retire. And it would be like, damn, that's unbelievable. This guy won all the majors, all the things, and he's just done. He's out. He's retired. That's sick. Mito Pereira finished 52nd on the Live Tour, and they only got like 25 real golfers, I think, on the tour. So it's just sort of like, all right, yeah, he's retiring. So yeah,
now Rory's next
I
to
get that
Dave
part.
at the fight, at the Jake Paul fight. Dave texted me. I was watching the fight. Dave texted me, goes, sitting next to Rory. Does he like us? I was like, yeah. I mean, we've done a couple videos with them. And then he said, Austin texted me. He's like, yeah, they're like talking Internet Invitational, which is so cool.
Awesome.
It is cool.
He asked Dave, is LeBron playing in the Internet Invitational? And Dave's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, the guy's been freaking tweeting about YouTube golf like crazy.
LeBron James all over YouTube golf in terms
Drop
of
the name
talking.
Grant Horvat, George Bryan.
Dude, they asked him, I don't remember the player, but they asked him in like a post-game interview. They were like, do you think this guy is an all-star? And LeBron was like, oh, you're asking the wrong guy. All I do now is watch YouTube golf. It's like, what? Holy shit, dude.
Insanity.
I mean,
dude, he's got the bug.
That came
man's
up
got the bug.
in a Christmas get-together with my buddies at the bar the other day. Like, do you think LeBron James saw my bladed wedge across the green?
100%.
Absolutely.
And he was like, damn, Frankie. You know what I mean? Like he was into it. Like, you think he watched that episode? Like, no.
Dude, a damn Frankie LeBron James tweet with like 20 exclamation points would have been the best thing ever.
I don't know if he saw it, dude. I think he's just watching these, like, I mean, he had to have. He had to have.
Well, he's watching a lot of YouTube golf. That much is clear. The episodes are long. Is he investing that much time into the full Internet Invitational? I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. They're traveling all over the country. They're on their chartered planes. They got to watch something.
Dude, he watched the Ryan Bros Grant Oakmont video.
Yeah. Right. I guarantee you he has seen it. I don't know that he's watched the whole thing in its entirety, but I also think if LeBron had seen the Invitational, watched every minute of it, and was ready to comment on it, he still, based on the history with Dave and Barstool, I don't think would have said anything about it in any of those interviews. So, like, I don't think that changes anything for me.
I'm interested in that relationship because Dave's like, Dave would respect if he came to that and played in it. Like, Dave's obviously had a huge rivalry against LeBron, and LeBron's never really acknowledged it ever, right? Has he ever acknowledged it? He did. He did some things like when they played the Celtics where he slam dunked and like ran towards Dave and kind of gave him like the big boy. Remember that?
I don't know.
Like when Dave was in the corner, he did a couple things like where I remember watching the games, whether it had been like the Lakers versus Celtics or the Cavs versus Celtics, and he would always kind of like go towards where he was on the court.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
But man, what a scene that would be if we had LeBron and Bronny at the freaking Internet Invitational.
Oh, dude. And you know, I was kind of talking about this with people over the weekend too, where there is we don't want the Internet Invitational to just be like celebrities. Obviously, we get that. It's important that it mattered to everybody playing. I think having been in the environment for a little bit, not as much as Frankie, you were in the environment to the maximum degree, as much as anybody possibly could be. I think like the money mattering as much as it possibly could to, you know, like obviously our guy Beef, you could tell like how much the money meant to him. He was in like tears afterwards talking about giving it to charity and to paying off his mom's mortgage. And then you go up to like, I don't know, like Paige, for example. I don't know, the money means the same to like Paige, insanely successful. She's got 5 million followers, all that. I think the thing that ended up being more and more and more influential was just like how big the moment was and how big the event clearly was and felt in real time, and how badly people didn't want to let their teammates down either. And so I keep thinking about like, if LeBron was in this thing, which is very funny that we're even mentioning that, but if LeBron was in this thing, like, I think you pairing him up with anybody, right? Let's say he's in a cart with like Malosi one day as like his partner. Like LeBron then is just a guy that was drafted, that was put on a team that day in that 9-hole match and is trying to get a win. And like, I don't think it matters then from his vantage point in terms of like the money or not. I think he's out there being like, fuck me, I was part of that draft. My captain put me out with Malosi. I've got a huge opportunity for a putt now. I think he cares a lot and will want to win a lot.
Well, also, LeBron is new to golf. So we all know him as, you know, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen in the history of sports. I don't know if you've seen his golf swing, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. So he would be out there doing something that he's not the greatest at, which is very new to him. He has very consistently been in an environment for the last 25 years where, or for more than that now, where he is just the best pretty much all the time. So he would be in an incredibly vulnerable spot where it's like, all right, LeBron James, you're playing golf for a lot of money. There's a lot on the line. You're part of a team. Like that, I mean, it's again crazy that we're even talking about it, but like that would be so interesting because he's not the greatest golfer on the planet, obviously.
Give me a world where LeBron and the Duke are sent out there to face off against like Paige and George Bryant. Like, just an absolute scene. So yeah, I mean, I think this now turns on to the viewers and the listeners on really reminding, clearly LeBron's on social talking YouTube golf, Internet Invitational. I'm sure the Bob guys are going to be all over that as well. Bob's very good at calling people out, being like, playing it then. Let's go. Like, we want you in. If we can get either LeBron or Bronny in that would be unbelievable. I mean, it's not going to turn into a celebrity fest, but like sprinkling them in really does add to it. It does. Because we're going to have like the regular Joe Schmoes in there. We are. It's just like, we are the regular Joe Schmoes. I mean, come on. Like, recording this in like a little bedroom, this spot, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not LeBron James. Like, I'm going to
all over the walls.
Puking shitting all over the walls for the holidays. Like,
stop it.
No, I think we've talked about it in the meetings where celebrities aren't our number one goal. Like that never was the idea. It was actually kind of the opposite of that, where it was like, we want regular people who have regular money for the most part, participating for a lot of money in a very high pressure environment. But, if big names want to participate, we would never make that be like the number one, like headline of the tournament. It's still going to be what it was. If you got guys like that who want to potentially be involved, you got to figure out a way to work them into it. You'd be stupid not to.
Yeah. And I think that mix and the sprinkle, I think takes care of it. I really do. Like, I think if you had an entire event of it's like Michael Phelps and Wayne Gretzky and LeBron, I think it loses its luster of just another celebrity event against them. But I think when they're paired with like the people that are in this space where it does mean the world to these people, it's hard for it not to mean the world to everybody that's in it, including like LeBron or whomever. And so, yeah, man, I think having them in it would be fucking incredible.
There's also a world where it's like you get 4 of them or whatever, you like make them captains or something. You know what I mean? Like that's where it becomes like, all right, you still have this whole entire field of creators. You've got these mega stars that are like wrangling these regular people to win life-changing money. That becomes the best reality TV show you've ever imagined in your entire life. Playing captains, like they're on the team, but they're like picking. Yeah. Imagine LeBron sitting there, like doing his homework, being like, I got to pick a team right now. Like losing his mind at that dinner. Like, fuck, dude, like who am I picking? Like bouncing ideas off of Brad Dahlke. Like, God, who do we want? Tell me that's not cinema, dude.
I was thinking about it. Who's got it better right now than YouTube golf fans? It's if you are a fan of YouTube golf, you're eating as well as any other fan base of sport of anything. Like I just saw that Dahlke and Grant came out with a video. Like that's obviously what people have been asking for and wanted after they saw Brad's performance in an invitational. And Grant he's been doing obviously a great job playing against pros. And then you take, all right, this is now the best YouTube golfer who's not a pro, and we're going to put Grant Horvat in a video with him. Like, if you're a fan of YouTube golf, and there's a lot of them, and the space is obviously growing because you got guys like LeBron James going on in press conferences being like, I love YouTube golf, which like the reach of that, it's almost like incalculable. But like the matchups that you want are appearing because the creators know that that's what the people want. And if you clamor for it enough, you'll get it. And like that is an incredible spot to be as a fan base, and it's only going to get better and it's only going to get bigger.
Oh yeah. It's like if you're a fan of a series, whether it be Marvel or like Harry Potter or something, you become a huge fan. Like those, Harry Potter is not the best example, but Marvel, there would always be those like collaborations where maybe like a DC guy would come into the movie or something, or Ant-Man storms in from his movie series. You're like, what the hell's going on? Or like the X-Men come flying in. And, like you just get all the things you've always like, had Discord conversations about, or you've been on the Reddit pages for years saying, oh, I wish I could see this. Yeah, YouTube golf's just throwing it at you every single second. There's all these great collabs, all these great ideas. Right now, it seems like all the opportunity and the ideas are endless. So, yeah, I actually watched that Grant. I don't watch much YouTube golf. I really don't. That I watched. I sat down and I kind of went through the whole entire thing. I will say that was a shocking video. I don't want to give it away because it just came out today.
I haven't watched it yet. So
After you watch the hater video, you should go watch this Grant versus freaking Brad Dahlke, because Brad Dahlke, he's repping the Internet Invitational jacket. Grant is repping the Creator Classic trophy. Like, these are two guys that have won big events in the space. So it was really cool to watch them go back at it, and they're just two hell of a golfers, man. Just really high quality golf, and the fact that it came down to what it came down to. I mean, at one point they both said, like, what did we just witness? Like, that's as good of a tease as you can get. It was freaking, I had like my jaw on the floor towards the end. It was a hell of a match. I pictured it like if we were there filming that video, I'd be driving home being like, that is the best match we've filmed ever. It was like that good. It was fucking awesome. They're just so good. They're so good at the game of golf. Every shot, like 128, like Grant's like, I'm just gonna take a little 9-iron and like just flight it underneath the wind, and he just does it to like a foot. And then like Dahlke's like, anything you can do, I can do better. It's like they're just playing with us. Fucking nuts, man.
And it's crazy to think about how good people that are like playing professionally are.
Oh my
Right.
god,
It's like,
ridiculous.
God.
I still think, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still think Brad could fucking make a run at this thing, but he just hits the ball.
He's got the pedigree, right, in terms of playing in the Masters and all that shit.
The
Like,
US
he's played
Open.
national championship winning. Like, he's got that pedigree for sure. But it is like unbelievable how many people, like, in the world of golf, living out here in Scottsdale, people that we go play with pretty frequently, that will shoot 4 or 5 under par from the tips at every golf course, and they are nowhere close to being able to make it playing professional golf.
I know.
Right. And it kind of goes back to our Mito Pereira conversation where, and I've seen Brad talk a little bit about this in some of the interviews that he's done after the Internet Invitational, where it's like, it's a grind out there. Like, I could do it. I could try it. It's a fucking grind. Or I've built up this great platform with good and just his individual YouTube where it's like, I can make a living doing this and having fun and going on trips.
Yeah, he's
and
living
like,
a great life now.
He's living a great life. So that is a little bit of the trade-off. But yeah, I mean, he's obviously a fucking stud out there on the golf course.
Stud.
Did we have 2025 stuff, Ryan Richardson? Is that what we were thinking about doing on this show?
I have Christmas stuff. I don't have 2025.
Oh, Christmas
though.
stuff.
I don't know if that's what Riggs was alluding to, though.
What kind of Christmas?
Yeah, I knew you were going to come with something. There, Ryan Richardson. Last thing I got on my quick bullet points is Tiger Woods is going to turn 50 between now and when we do our next podcast on December 30th. He will turn 50 years old. Crazy to think about. He'll be eligible for the Champions Tour, as you know, people have kind of asked him in interviews and whatnot. But Tiger Woods, the reason that we really do all this, I think that if you took every topic in the history of this show, it wouldn't equal combined how much we've talked about Tiger Woods. He's the reason that I'm as into golf at all as I am. Probably all of us. He's delivered. He's the guy. He's been the needle. Everybody knows that. So happy 50th birthday coming up to Mr. Tiger Woods.
Will he play in a Champions Tour event in 2026?
I think so. I do
too.
Yes.
Carts, 3 days, the whole deal. I think he will.
I think he's playing a major, and he's also playing on the Champions Tour. We're seeing multiple events out of Tiger. I also think he'll play a PGA Tour event.
He looked fucking great. You know, last time we saw him, he was moving. We saw him in person. He was laughing, talking. He looked great at the Hero World Challenge, which I know he wasn't playing in the event, but like we've seen him at events where he's not playing and he looks horrible. We've seen that before. He was not playing and he looked great. He looked vibrant. So hopefully I think that's right. I think he will play a handful of things next year. I'm hoping to God that's true, but I really think that he will. He had a couple different surgeries this year. So that alone tells me that like he's doing everything he can to get healthy and get to the point where he can play again next year. Another quick story, I actually forgot. This is the last story. Is shout out to Ryan Gerard, 26-year-old PGA Tour player who flew across the world to play in a DP World Tour event this past weekend as a complete last-ditch effort to go from, I believe, 57th in the official world golf rankings. And the Masters tournament automatically invites, at the end of the year, whoever the top 50 in the official world golf rankings are, they automatically invite those top 50. So he flew all the way from, he was at, what is this place? Mauritius is where this DP World Tour event was. A small island east of Africa and Madagascar. He flew all the way there to play in this DP World Tour event. Motherfucker lost in a playoff, finished second to get inside the top 50 to finish the year. So he will play in his first ever Masters tournament in April.
Wow.
Due to that commitment and that battle. I think he's going to finish 44th in the official world golf rankings at the end of the year. He's played in 3 U.S. Opens. I think he's played in a couple PGA championships. He's never played in the Masters. So shout out to 26-year-old Ryan Gerard, who flew all the way over there, lost in a playoff. All he needed was top 4 better, I think. Not all he needed. Like, that's a damn brutal, tough thing to need. Got it done. He's going to play in the Masters. So very cool story.
Business trip. Just showing up there and getting it done. That's a hell of a freaking work trip. Shout out to you, man.
Business trip.
That's
Business
awesome.
trip, baby. Yep. All right, Ryan Richardson.
Ray, real
What do you got?
quick before we get into that, 29 minutes ago as we're recording this at 8:24 Eastern time. King James is in Scottsdale. It looks like he's on his he's got his feet up on his balcony, Instagram story. He's got his feet up on his balcony. He's looking at what looks like Camelback Mountain. He's probably right next to Riggs. You guys are probably in the same freaking
Fucking
parking lot right now.
Kidding me, LeBron? Where you at, dude?
He's got and he shows the mountain, and then he goes down. It's a boomerang. He goes to the mountain. He goes down to an iPad, and he's watching Brad Dahlke play Grant Horvat. 28 minutes ago,
man. This guy,
dude, he's all over it.
all over it.
All over it.
I mean, Grant's gonna get this guy 1,000% in a YouTube golf video. I mean, he already got his son.
Yeah. He's just very like strategic. So I feel like he's like been really hyping all of this up, and then something's gonna happen.
So what do you think? I mean, I know why so many people watch Grant, so I'm not questioning why he's gravitating towards him. But you think just because LeBron is so good at everything he does, that like he's just gravitating towards like the aesthetically pleasing, really good golf as opposed to like the funnier, average,
probably a
Joe
big
Schmo
part
type of golf?
Well, I also think if you're getting,
He hasn't shouted out 4-player like the Bob guys, but he's shouting out like the pro golfers, Brad Dahlke, Brian Brothers, like that's the YouTube golf that he went to, and that's obviously the one getting the most views and stuff. But like, I don't know, like you'd think maybe he just doesn't want to watch like the.
I don't know. That's not to say that he's not watching all of it, but I do think like if I'm like an alien and I land on planet Earth and somebody's like they're like I want to see YouTube golf. Grant is the number one guy right now,
right?
So that's the one you're probably that's gonna pop up on your feed.
Oh yeah.
If you're getting into it, like that's going to be the guy who just like easy to watch, clean. Not that LeBron cares about clean, but like
that's more.
He's going to be the guy who.
That's kind of the lane that people go into, right? The no cursing, clean, no graphics, just golf. It's just like we're just going to watch that. It's just going to be ease.
Yeah, I also think there's something really to just being number one, and then like that's who people see.
That's who you watch. Yeah. No, he's a fucking monster, man. Grant's a monster. That video is so good. It's so good. And I also really like both of them. And I really like Brad Dahlke. So like I'm gonna watch really anything Brad Dahlke's in. He's the freaking
good
man.
Guy.
That guy, we talk about the grind of golf. Like he did it and then probably lost that love and that fire when like golf kind of shut him out when he like couldn't. He said he got the driver yips, and it was probably the most infuriating thing of all time. He went from teeing it up at Augusta National during the Masters to like not being able to hit his driver. And then like now he's hitting his driver better than he ever has, and he's making money in the game when like he probably should have been making money during like another peak of his career and like didn't, and now he is, which is awesome. It's like good things come back to good people.
It's also been an incredible ambassador for the Internet Invitational. Like anytime I see him talking, I mean, I get that, he got a lot of money, he played really well, and like you're obviously going to be happy about those things. But every time I see him, I see a clip or I watch an interview with him, he's very complimentary. I really like the jacket. Yeah, he's wearing the jacket in the interviews. Like he's really leaned into it, and I think that's been really great.
Dude, he too, like, he did such a good job of like hiding the result, like he was the reason of winning. Like he's the guy. Like he clearly just took everyone on his back and like won that damn thing. And then I remember like a week later, 2 weeks later, he won the Creator Classic in like the rain. And they're asking him like, have you ever had the feeling of like having a shot where you could maybe win $100,000? And he was like, nope. Definitely never had that before. He's just coming off winning $1 million, $300,000 to his own name. So yeah, dude, he is the man, and like he has been a phenomenal ambassador for the Internet Invitational. Phenomenal. Like, I love he has the jacket all the time. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, Ryan Richardson, you got some Christmas stuff for us? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, it's like mostly Christmas movies and a few like general Christmas
wow.
trivia questions.
Okay.
I looked into the 2025 stuff, but just a lot of the research I did, it was like depressing stuff, about like natural disasters and
Oh.
just like just bad stuff,
Oh,
like
sure.
bad facts. So
Shit, dude.
figured,
Damn.
something a little bit more uplifting, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
I was just gonna ask, we were talking about LeBron, so you guys think he would break 100 at Oakmont, like he said? Or it would
No.
definitely be over
What?
100 is what he said.
It's gotta be.
100%.
No, it was just
I
funny.
mean-
He was like, "Oh, like I would definitely be over 100 at Oakmont," and everyone's like, "Yeah, dude, you think?"
It's so hard. I don't know. Like, I would be curious to know how many full rounds of golf LeBron has played.
I'm gonna
Probably a
say
bunch.
less than 30.
Yeah, that's what I would say. But I don't.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna
that's
say less
probably
than
right.
20 probably.
You see the video of him ripping the flag out of the
Yes.
hole. It was like the ball still in it. He's just like,
He ripped it out and then went to go put it back in, but like he kind of put the bottom of the pin down on the ground. So like now that that's the impressions next to the hole.
yeah.
Yeah, you
A
gotta
bunch of
learn.
stuff that my dad does
gotta
on the
learn.
golf course. My dad's been playing golf since he was like 15, just recreationally, and he still breaks every rule he could possibly. Grounds his club in the bunker, walks through fairway bunkers. Like we'll go up there, he'll like scoop the ball out of anything that just makes it easier for him to just get through the round. He has no idea the etiquette. Like he would do something like that, like put the pin in all around the hole. I'm like, Dad, I can't put that in the video. You're gonna get shredded. I actually told a very funny story about how someone was asking my dad, asking how my dad was doing this weekend, and they're like, he's just like the most innocent guy ever. Like, he's so nice. And I told him this story about how during the crazy times of like COVID, when we were doing those Islander streams, it was just me and him in an empty restaurant. At that point, talking about like bad times in the world, like there was just like that huge, just like anti-police movement on social media where like anyone that like posted anything about it, you were like you couldn't like take any side. It was insane. I remember that there was this brewery on Long Island that
I
like
remember
took a
this.
side. They like took a side that was anti-police, which was crazy. It was like a crazy post being like, don't come in, right? And it's like a huge brewery on Long Island. Now, for 20 years, they'd been sending beer to Borelli's because like they're one of the top breweries on tap. We have them on tap, so they send glassware, right? So I remember watching this Islander game, and we're sitting there. My dad goes and gets a water. I hear him go, "I'm gonna go get a water." Walks away, comes back, and he's got this glass from this current getting canceled brewery that like anyone that's watching, it's like fuck that place, right? Crazy. And he's drinking it. And every comment I look on the thing goes, fuck Mr. Borelli. And he's sitting there just drinking a water. And I'm like showing him. And he's like, his eyes go like crazy. He's like, what's going on? Like, what did I do? What did I do? I'm like, it's the glass. He's like, what? I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? Like, had no idea. He starts saying, like, in conversation, nervously, he's turning purple. He's like, how's our son-in-law, the police officer Tommy, doing? He's doing. Like, he's trying to act. He's trying to act like we have fucking have 18 guys in our friend group and family are police officers. He's like, I don't know, I don't know what's happening to me. I'll never forget that. Like the most innocent guy getting canceled on the internet. It just goes to show, like those guys weren't built for this world, man. You can't put him in this world with this with Twitch and comments and all this stuff. He's not built for it.
We can barely handle it.
Oh my god,
Right.
They had us laughing, man.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right. In the 1994 movie The Santa Claus, what job does Charlie's stepfather Neil have? So Charlie was Tim Allen's son. If don't remember.
Oh, we know who Charlie is. This is a psychiatrist, my man.
Psychiatrist.
I'm very familiar with this movie. He's a psychiatrist.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, come on, dude. I've been watching the Santa Claus since you were knee high to a grasshopper.
Yeah,
my friend.
I was gonna say
no
that.
shit, dude.
I've already watched that movie
Richardson.
twice this holiday season. Like the sweaters, all of it is.
Now
like,
She makes
came
a
up with
comment
this
too, like,
question,
"What are you
so
going to
you came up
psychoanalyze him and like bitching at him?"
Did you come
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
with the other like options? Because those are pretty solid. Like it's
Yeah,
hard
I
to think of the answer adjacent answers.
Yeah, no, I came up with all of it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like
It
I
is
could
good.
see if someone loosely watched it, you could like, oh, maybe he was the principal.
I wouldn't be too worried about like we're 1 for 1. We're notoriously terrible at trivia.
Oh no,
right,
we're gonna
Richardson? So I
clear, we're
think that
clearing the board here.
we're doing.
by the way, was
yeah,
Ryan Richardson about to say you guys were way older than me?
I think so.
I think I
Man.
was, yeah.
Damn, dude.
Ryan Richardson, I'm
Ryan-
gonna
Fre-
guess he's 26,
I think he's 28.
28.
28.
He's 20.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ain't no fucking young grasshopper, man.
No, nope. That's
You're
not
on,
that's
you're
for
on
sure.
your way to 30, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. I'm basically already here.
All right, what's the next one?
What's the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time, earning $526.7 million worldwide? Is it A, Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, B, Home Alone, C, The Polar Express, or D, The Santa Claus?
Now this one we have to have a real conversation about because I think it's between Dr. Seuss and Polar Express.
Yeah,
I
so
think
do
the
I.
Home Alone came out too long ago for it to be this big of an earner. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, now they commercialize the shit out of this stuff before.
Dude,
they
the Polar
didn't as
Express
much.
was a major motion picture, but
Pick
so
it.
was The Grinch because it was freaking Jim Carrey.
Wait, that's the Jim Carrey version?
It is an animated version.
Okay, so
Oh.
it's not the Jim Carrey version. Okay.
Oh, it's that new one. That
Dude,
makes me think.
526 million is an insane number. By the
That
way.
makes me think it's
Shit
that one. This is
ton.
another Ryan Richardson. He shouldn't answer our questions because now it's like, how could it possibly be the new one? How could the new one be an option? The Grinch with freaking Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
Are these numbers adjusted for inflation? Is that a question you have an answer to?
Nope.
No, that's
Nope.
only when I do the top tens. It gets all messed up like that.
Then I think it's got to be the Polar Express.
Polar Express I
I'm-
saw in the movie theater, and it
I'm
was like
torn
a
between
big
the
thing.
two.
It was 3D glasses. The whole family went. It was Tom Hanks. It was fucking Tom Hanks, man. And it was like this new animation that made the children look all weird. And you know the facts behind this is the interesting fact is that it's all Tom Hanks. He's like the kid, he's the Santa Claus, and he's the Tom Hanks character.
Really?
Conductor. Yeah, like they used his body for like a bunch of different characters.
That seems weird.
Yeah. His like facial expressions they use it for.
We're down
Anybody
one
got
question
any-
then.
Any leaning one way or the
Oh
other?
wow, I just guessed that, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
All right, so let's do. What do you guys think?
I'm saying it's Dr. Seuss's The Grinch just because I don't know why it's
Let's
up
do it.
there. But
Okay.
also, my first instinct said Polar Express. But after like talking to the questionnaire, I'm saying it's maybe Dr. Seuss. I want you guys to lock it in though.
Let's go with A, Dr. Seuss.
That is correct. I thought you
I'm tell-
guys were gonna stray away from it for a second.
No,
but yeah.
once you said,
We're known for
I
that.
think if you didn't clarify that it was the animated one, we would have went Polar Express.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't gonna lie when you
I
asked.
know
you
it's
know?
true. Yeah, we have
That's
to
good.
stop. asking
Yeah, the
questions.
questionnaire cannot lie. I think that's a rule we got to have.
I've been having the yips with the word interested. And I noticed that I've been doing this for a long time in my life. I've been saying so much so that I looked up a YouTube video on how to pronounce the word interested. I've been saying interested for a long time. And I looked that up. I'm like, why do I do that? Just off the top of my head, gun to my head, if they say this word, I'm saying interested. I'm interested in this.
Can it not be both?
It can be both. What I'm saying is the old world English version. It's like the pompous style of saying 3-syllable words. The interested is the more like UK US version, and then interested is like the slang version of like just trying to get through the word. I looked it
I'm
all
an
up last night, but because I would say person of interest, I wouldn't say person of interest. I would say I'm interested in this movie. I don't know why I do
I
that.
think I say interested.
But you would say like, oh, I'm gaining interest on this money. I am interested in,
Interest.
you know.
I
Yep.
say interested.
I would never say gaining interest. Like I would say interest.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like
What do
Pirates
you
of the
got?
Caribbean and the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You would never say Pirates of the Caribbean.
No.
No.
Never.
You also would never say I'm going to the Caribbean.
No.
Exactly.
Maybe.
You say
I
I'm
don't
going to the
think
Caribbean,
so.
man.
I think you'd be.
Caribbean.
Yeah, we got a nice vacation to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go watch Pirates of the Caribbean on the way there.
Mhm.
What do you
All right.
got next, Ryan Richardson?
So I will say, just to wrap up this last question, Home Alone was second, even when it's not adjusted
Wow.
for inflation.
Wow.
Yeah, $476 million.
Good for
back in the
Home Alone.
90s.
Shit! Look at that.
Was Polar Express third?
No, Polar Express was 6th,
Wow.
and then the Santa Claus is 10th.
What did the Santa Claus make?
190 million.
Can you just read what was the
Still a
top
lot of
5?
money, man.
The top 5 was Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, Home Alone 2, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, so the Jim Carrey one, and A Christmas Carol.
Wow. Is it Christmas? Okay. Wow. The
Those are some
Christmas
money
Carol is
makers.
probably the animated one, the new one.
Yeah, I believe so.
Unbelievable. All right.
In the 2003 movie Elf, which department store does Buddy get a job at? A, Macy's, B, Gimbel's, C, Nordstrom, D, Saks Fifth Avenue.
I'm pretty sure I know this one.
This one's kind of got me on my heels here. Gimbals.
Me too.
I think it's Gimbals. And they say Saks Fifth Avenue when he, right? Doesn't he say, like, what, doesn't the guy come in and say, like, they send you from Saks or something like that when he does the whole.
But I'm 99% sure it's Gimbals.
The Saks Fifth Avenue thing was messing with me too because I remember that, but I don't know if that. Yeah,
I can just picture them saying Gimbals.
me
It's
too.
Gimbals. It's Gimbals. There's no way one of these freaking big ass stores got the rights to that.
B, Gimbals.
That is correct. That maybe I had you guys for a second.
Do they say Saks Fifth Avenue in the movie? I think they do.
I think so, yeah. I watched it the other day. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure I remember that. I
Alright.
think that's where I pulled it from. All right.
We're on fire.
In National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Clark wears a baseball cap that represents which team? A, the Chicago Bulls, B, the Dallas Cowboys, C, the University of Illinois, or D, the Chicago Bears?
That'd be the Bears, right?
Yeah, well, I watched this the other day too. These movies are right in our wheelhouse. I watched this the other day. It's the Bears, right?
And I see the Bears are right in Ryan Richardson's kitchen right now, right? Is that?
Oh yeah, dude, what a game! What a
Mhm.
Yeah, you're
game.
correct. You're correct, D, the Bears.
He's ready to move on.
What does
He's
Ryan
ready to
Richardson
move
think
on.
about
Let's
Jordan
pause on the
Love?
Bears.
What's your true take on Jordan Love? I had an hour debate amongst friends in a basement the other day about if Jordan Love is like a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
So you got to
people
start.
saying-
You got to start. I got to know what you think first.
Well, many people saying that. I mean, they rattled off a lot of quarterbacks that they would take over him. Dak Prescott being one of them, which I didn't really agree with.
Insane. I mean, I could see for
What's-
like any given day, but
What's the situation? Is it one game or is it going forward?
It's just more like we're Jets fans, so we're talking like, are you gonna we don't know if we're gonna get the pick. The Raiders might get a pick now. It's going to be between the Jets, the Giants, and the Raiders for potentially getting this Mendoza guy. I don't know if the Giants will go for him. The Raiders definitely would go for him. Do the Jets have to trade up, or do you go with someone else? Like, do you trade for Jordan Love or somebody? I don't know. Like, we're just talking about who would you want as like your quarterback, and nobody wanted Jordan Love. They hate him.
that's
They hate him.
insane.
As
Insane.
coming from Jets fans, that's insane.
They hate him.
Yeah.
He's good. Objectively,
I like him.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's really good. So I always say he's good for one. What the fuck was that play every game? It's something he does where it's just like, what the absolute hell was that? But outside of that, he's very, very good.
All right, we can go through them. Drake May.
Yep.
You're taking Drake May.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Brock Purdy.
No, hell no. Not even close.
Ooh.
No, I'm with Richard on that one.
A
taking
product
Jordan Love?
a product of the system.
Wow. I mean, Jordan Love's also had an unbelievable coach and offense like in his tenure with the Packers. So I mean,
That's what we do.
Caleb Williams.
Nope.
That's wrong.
That's raw. You think you take
I
your
think that's
Williams over
wrong.
him? I don't think so.
If you had asked me that a year ago, I would say Jordan Love. But if Caleb Williams is going to keep playing like this, he's going to be a motherfucker for a long time.
Trevor Lawrence.
No.
CJ
Caleb
Stroud.
Williams, we got to revisit the Caleb Williams things. He throws the most uncatchable passes in the league. It's charted. No one throws more incomplete passes that aren't catchable than him.
Seemed like he
So,
threw a pretty good one the other night.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I saw it.
after we blew the game with our backup quarterback.
CJ Stroud. I'm not. There's no way.
No, I mean, his rookie year, you probably would have had to say yeah, but he's kind of fallen off.
Now
Since.
this one was a tough one. Jaden Daniels.
Definitely taking Love.
Wow.
Part of what makes Jaden Daniels special is his legs, and that's not going to last forever.
Yeah, as the guy who drafted Jaden Daniels as my number one quarterback in fantasy, that did not work out great at all this year.
Same. Yeah, I mean,
I'm in
and then
a,
like Jalen Hurts, you're taking Hurts, just like the guy wins. You're not taking Hurts?
I don't. Yeah,
I don't know. Eagles fans wouldn't even take Hurts.
Taking Josh Allen.
Yeah, obviously.
Stafford.
Okay, that was good. That was a good test of like where we're at in terms of delusion.
Stafford.
No, so for this year, yeah, Stafford. Lamar.
You're saying yes to a lot of. I mean, now we're getting closer to that 10 number. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean it's like 5, 6, 7. That's where I think he sits.
Well, you said no to a couple questionable ones.
Well, I ride with my guy. You know.
Fair.
What's the next one?
What's the name of the mountain the Grinch lives on? Is it A, Mount Whoville, B, Whoville, C, Mount Crumvale, or D, Mount Crumpet?
I'm not a Grinch guy, so I have no idea what this is.
I think it's Mount Crumpet. Mount Whoville?
I mean, Whoville is definitely part of that universe.
Well, Whoville's like the village. He goes down.
Yeah.
That's like that. He lives outside of that, though.
He's on Mount.
Right.
I think it's Mount Crumpet.
It's got to be Mount something because this fucking guy wouldn't have put 3 mounts in there if it
Mount
wasn't a
Crumpet.
mount.
It's not
Mount Crumpet?
Crumvale. Dr. Seuss wasn't writing some freaking weird ass word like Crumvale. He was writing Crumpet because he would probably say he'd blow his trumpet from the top of Mount Crumpet and all the Who's from Whoville. Like, there's no way it wasn't Crumpet, bro. The guy.
Final answer?
Yeah, I'm saying Crumpet.
That is correct. Mount
Yeah.
Crumpet.
Okay, nice,
Beating that Christmas ass, man.
Hey, you guys are rolling, man. You're rolling.
bro.
Thank
You were dummying Dr. Seuss just then. You had him in a corner. You're like, you got a style. I know what it is, and I've typecast you into what
Goes
these
on
types
the
of
edge,
rhymes.
blows his trumpet. They can hear it all the way from Mount Crumpet. Like, there's no way that's not written in there.
Nice try, Dr. Seuss.
Frankie nailed this one. Just
This is
off
so
the
bizarre
dome.
that this is a question.
Yeah, the
That
Tom
is
Hanks
crazy.
one. Yeah,
Holy shit!
6 different voices in the Polar Express.
Yeah, 6 different voices and his facial. The answer is Tom Hanks, and he did all the facial expressions because it was like the first time they used like all those little dots around the people, and it's a weird animation. It's a scary animation, honestly. The Polar
Yeah,
Express.
it's not my favorite.
The only thing I love about the Polar Express is that I really like their North Pole representation, and like. When Santa comes out, it's like he's like peeking over a million different elves' shoulder, and you can barely see him, and he can't hear the bell because he doesn't have the magic and he doesn't have the belief. And then like Santa's like glowing kind of. He's not. I like when Santa's the mysterious figure that like isn't always seen, and you're like, it's the good version of Voldemort, where it's like when you see him, you're like, whoa, this is a must-watch scene.
So, who's your favorite movie Santa? Would it be that one?
I mean, I love the Santa Claus because I love Tim Allen. I love that's just such a great movie. I don't know that he's my favorite. It's hard because like he is Santa Claus, but I love his character the most. But he's not like my favorite Santa. I don't know how to explain.
I know what you mean.
I just like that representation. I love when like it shows a big operation. I think I've said that. I hate the sets on the Santa Claus. It's like these little kids, and it's like it looks like they did it in a warehouse. And it's like maybe 12 actors, and it's like, this isn't the North Pole, man. There's no way. Like, I love the big operations, like, because you got to get 3 million. You do the math: million children, 3 gifts a kid, it's 3 million gifts, 3 billion. Sorry, billion children, 3 billion gifts at least minimum.
It's got to be a big operation.
Huge operation. That's 3 billion pounds if you average 1 pound a gift.
God, you've really broken
a
this down.
What a business that would be, by the way, if you were just like the only toy supplier to the entire, like,
I actually
goddamn.
don't think that would fly in the United States of America. I think there would be
No, I
No,
think
he
there'd be
does
some
deals with all
antitrust
the he does the
violations.
deals with all the big box companies.
Has there ever been a movie like that has done like antitrust monopoly against the North Pole? That's something that
Dude.
I
I
would
would
at least
love to
think
see
about
it.
a real Santa Claus movie like that, like the highs and the lows of being Santa, and like the deals that
Yeah,
have
like a Batman version of it where they make it like really real, like actually real.
really real,
where
but
it's, like,
also
dark.
like Wolf of Wall Street, like high anxiety, like meetings, like secret meetings with like the CEOs of.
Dude,
Like,
you could
all
do
these
something pretty deep too of like all the government subsidies that would be required to like fund the operation of like all the toy creators up in the North
Yes.
Pole that create
gotta
3 billion toys and fucking
gotta meet with air
Oh.
traffic controllers to make sure he's not hitting flights that are in the air. Make sure there's the opening route for him. There's something there.
There was one that I watched last year. Was it The Rock that was it? Yeah, The Rock was like Santa's like they basically I talked about it last year. They made Santa look like the president, and it was like he had Secret Service, and they stole like some government agency stole Santa, and like they held him for ransom, and they wanted to like recreate his powers for bad. They were like seeping all of his, and it was sick. Was it Paul Giamatti that was? I don't know.
Red One is what it's called. I just looked.
Red One. It was awesome. But they made it look like dude, the North Pole was like a city, a metropolis, and he had a penthouse at the top, and it was like Santa's fucking top
Was
layer.
Paul Giamatti in that? I fucking love Paul Giamatti.
It is Paul Giamatti, right?
Is it?
I don't know who's Santa, and then we'll go to the next one.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
he's a jacked. Yeah, that's right. He's like jacked Santa.
he's the guy from that the drum movie,
Yeah.
the White Drum.
Whiplash, the best movie.
What was the name of the snowman who narrated Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? A. Frosty the Snowman. B. Sam the Snowman. C. Hermie. Or D. Simon the Snowman.
Wow.
This I don't know either. Why did he throw the name Hermie in there? That seems. Does he think that could be it? My gut says Sam the Snowman, but that's based off nothing but my gut. Fuck.
Holy smokes, we might be in trouble here.
Yeah, we got a little cocky off.
I can
top.
picture him too. He's got the mustache. He walks out. You guys watch the old school movies too, right?
Not as frequently.
Oh, you gotta watch Rudolph between now and Christmas. Just throw it on. You can be on your phone. It makes you feel good.
Next puke session, I'll throw it on.
Hermie makes me think. Yeah, I mean, it's not.
Hermie is a
Frosty.
weird one, dude. Hermie, why did he put Hermie in there? It either
Right.
makes me think that's
makes me
it,
think it's Hermie because he did the 3 mountains earlier when one of them was mountains. So would he do 3 the snowmans again when one of them's snowman?
or is Frosty the Snowman the biggest layup answer of all time?
It's not Frosty.
Fuck that.
Easily
answer, dude.
the
There's
easily the
no
most famous
way.
snowman.
No
Easily the
way
most-
this
No,
guy's
it's not
coming in
him.
with Frosty.
Hermie.
Yeah, true. Frosty wouldn't be a narrator.
Dude, I
He's
don't
got a
think
bigger,
his name
he's
was.
got a bigger
I
role
don't
than
think
that.
he's like I'm Sam. I don't think he says that.
No, I don't. Yeah, fuck.
He might be Simon.
I'm
Or was
gonna
it
let you take
Hermie?
the wheel here, Frankie, because I got no clue.
I'm gonna go with the Ryan Richardson route that he's not good at asking these questions, and I'm gonna go with Hermie. I'm going C. Hermie. Final answer.
B. Sam the Snowman.
You effed my A, man. That's
That's
exactly the one. Sam the
You
Snowman.
effed my A, man.
You effed
It
my
was
A,
always
dude.
Sam.
We should have went with Sam. We have a Sam on the show.
I know.
We do,
God damn it.
All right,
I
that
don't
was a good one
remember
there,
that.
Ryan Richardson. These are
He
getting
says
harder.
Well
I'm
done.
Sam.
Well done, Richard.
Really good question asking, honestly, because Hermie threw us for a loop. Who is Hermie?
Just made up name.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. All right. This one might be easy. I don't
That is
know.
crazy. You got us with that. That's fucking lunacy that you got us with that.
What is the name of the traveling polka band that Kevin's mom travels with on her way home to Kevin? A. The Polka Folk. B. Chicago Sound. C. The Kenosha Kickers. Or D. The Polka Kings of the Midwest.
I'm pretty sure that it's the Kenosha Kickers. He calls himself the Polka King of the Midwest.
But they're called the Kenosha Kickers.
Bro, Home Alone and that's a movie that I watch multiple times.
I was gonna
a
say
season.
Polka Kings of the Midwest, but if he's just, that might just be his description of who they are.
Right. That's what I think that it is.
The Kenosha Kickers, they have like the jackets, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, we're the Polka Kings of the Midwest. That's not the name.
Right. Kenosha Kickers.
They're not called the Polka Folk.
No. I think it's Kenosha Kickers.
Go to Kenosha Kickers.
C final.
That is correct.
Way to go,
Had me
Trent.
there.
I wouldn't have been able to sleep
Good
tonight if I
shit.
got that wrong. As a
Good
Midwestern
shit,
man.
Trent Ryan. Good shit.
What is Frosty the Snowman's nose made out of? A, a carrot, B, a lump of coal, C, a button, or D, a stick?
I want to say a carrot, but maybe not.
I mean, carrot's the most like common one, but
No,
is that also what's
Frosty?
yeah?
Frosty might be like a lump of coal, like a
Wait,
big
am I
black
crazy?
nose.
Isn't it just a carrot 100% of the time?
That's like your
That's
traditional.
what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Like
with a corn cup. Oh, let's just sing the song. Frosty the Snowman was a happy, jolly soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Fuck you, Ryan Richardson. It's a button, bro.
See, I didn't even know that there was a song. I mean, now that you sang it, obviously I
I mean, you
remember,
didn't know
but
there was a song.
that
What do you
never
mean?
crossed my mind.
You've heard the song though, right?
No, I know, but I'm saying that never
Okay.
crossed my mind until he started singing, and then I was
What
like,
is it?
"Oh, damn."
The button nose.
I always say the first one wrong. I kind of like, what is it? What is the pipe called?
Corn cob pipe and a
A
button.
corn
nose.
cob pipe.
Yeah.
Every time I say that, I'm like, there's no way it's corn cob.
Look that up quickly.
Is it an Iowa fucking pipe?
You know how you like? I can remember golf shots that we've all hit. I have no idea how you guys can remember like song lyrics that well. I could hum along to Frosty the Snowman, but I couldn't have come up with any of those words.
Oh, dude, when I'm like 76 years old and I can't remember how to put my shoes on because I have debilitating brain disease and memory loss, I'll be able to sing every song. It's just gonna be one of those things. It's gonna hit the back of my brain. I'll be like the grandmother in Coco. I'll be like, Papa. And they play
That's an
a song.
interesting trade-off, though. That's like, because I'm the same way with lyrics. I can remember lyrics very easily, but golf shots, I'm a 0.
When you guys were able to come up with like chestnuts roasting on the open, and you were able to come up with the whole song with Jerry, that was like unimaginable to me. I'm like, I got nothing.
But you'll remember like a 7-iron I hit at Pacific Dunes like 6 years ago. Like,
there's no way to explain that. I have no idea why. There's no way to explain it. Nobody could explain that. Nobody on earth could come up with an answer for that.
All right, let's do one more of these and we'll get the hell out of here.
What was the first company to use Santa Claus in advertising? A, Chevrolet, B, Marlboro, C, Coca-Cola, or D, Budweiser?
Ooh.
I was actually reading about this recently, and I believe it is Coca-Cola. To the point
I was
where,
thinking Coca-Cola too.
To the point where the Coca-Cola's rendering is the reason that Santa is red. Before that, he wasn't a red suit guy. And then once Coca-Cola advertised Santa as red, which I'm guessing they're just trying to get people to connect with Coca-Cola, it switched everything.
Wow.
I mean,
so go with
that
C.
makes
That's unbelievable.
ton of sense.
That's true. Is that true, Ryan Richardson?
That is, Coca-Cola was the first to use them in advertising. The modern day depiction.
I'll have to look up again to see if that's totally accurate, but I know that they used him heavily.
I like these. We got 5 more. Rip through these real fast.
Right,
And then we'll get out of here. Just go real fast. I'll stop. I keep stopping. Trent's probably got a shit.
What popular Christmas song was originally written for Thanksgiving? A, Jingle Bells, B, Winter Wonderland, C, Baby It's Cold Outside, D, Silent Night.
What popular Christmas song was originally written for Thanksgiving? Baby It's Cold Outside. I'm gonna say Baby It's Cold Outside. There's nothing really about Christmas in that song.
I just said I don't know song lyrics, so I don't know what the hell's in these songs.
I think it's C or D.
So nice and warm. No, Silent Night, Holy Night is more about like.
Oh yeah, true. All right,
like,
C.
It's either B or C. Walking in a Winter Wonderland, but that's like fall still, right? I'm going C, dude. If it's Jingle Bells, I'll lose my mind.
It's A, Jingle Bells.
What?
How?
How's that? How is that possible?
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
That's the wrong song. That's Jingle Bell Rock.
Yeah.
Jingle bells, jingle
jingle all the way.
Riggs?
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a
One horse open
something
sleigh.
open sleigh. Hey,
Hey.
So we're talking about sleighs.
I'm more impressed that Riggs
I know.
came through some lyrics there.
thank you.
Dashing through the snow. How is that for Thanksgiving?
It was originally written for Thanksgiving, according
that.
to
That's fucking crazy.
every Christmas trivia thing I saw. I saw it multiple times.
That's
too.
fucked.
Way smarter to market yourself as a Christmas song, though, because who the fuck, what is a Thanksgiving song?
Good point. And the last one's probably way too easy. What's the name of Kevin's uncle in Home Alone? A, Uncle Peter, B, Uncle Harry, C, Uncle Fred, or D, Uncle Frank?
Frank.
Yeah,
Frank.
too easy. Cheapskate.
Cheapskate.
What was the last one? Too easy?
Yeah, that was it.
Was like, oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uncle Frank.
Boom.
Merry Christmas.
Boom.
Happy holidays.
Well
Happy
done,
holidays,
Ryan
baby.
Richardson. You
Merry
got us
Really
a
good.
couple times there. You got us a couple times.
Hermie. What's the name Hermie? Where does that
Hermie.
even come from?
You son of a bitch.
I don't even know, man. Just thought of it randomly. I can't even tell you where it came from in my brain.
God damn.
Hermie.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
That was fun, though. Good work.
Gentlemen, I think we should end the last show of the year with this incredible clip from 86-year-old icon of the golf game, Lee Trevino. I sent this to Ryan Richardson, but the PNC Championship was this past weekend. Didn't get as much notoriety because Mr. Woods and his son Charlie Woods were not playing in it. But there were still some incredible, heartwarming moments that came from this whole thing. And I think the best one was from Lee Trevino. So let's play out this clip from Lee Trevino.
God, I love this. I wish I'll be back next week if they want to do another one.
I think we're going to make it happen for you.
Oh my God, it would be great.
You turned 86 earlier this month.
86.
You've given so much to the game of golf. How would you describe what golf has given to you?
Well, golf's given me everything. I mean, you're looking at an uneducated guy. Educated guy. You're looking at a guy that came off a cotton farm. You're looking at a guy that got in a lot of trouble as a teenager and ended up in the Marine Corps 4 years, and that's kind of straightened my life out. And then I discovered golf, and that's why I eat it, I sleep it, I walk it, and I talk it. And I would live on a driving range today. If you put a bed and a tent on a driving range, I would sleep there. And if I got up at midnight, I would put a candle on and hit low wedge shots somewhere. I mean, I love this sport. I love it. I owe it everything that I have. And I've got this guy right here, my wife, my daughter, and 3 other kids, and it's done so much for me. If I lived to be 150, I would never be able to repay it. And you know, I'm going to tell you something. This is why I tell people every day. The reason I do this and the reason that I promote it and I play it like I do now is because the Lord, for some reason, gave me a tremendous amount of talent. And I'm going to meet him pretty soon. And I damn sure don't want him to be disappointed. Because you know why? If he's disappointed, I'm probably going to have to caddy for Arnie. He's going to have to put me on Arnie's bag, yeah.
Well, it's a joy spending time with you as always, Lee, and
good.
Daniel as well.
And,
All right.
Yes, and thank you for doing this.
All right,
It's
you got it.
wonderful.
Dan, you know it. When you're with Lee, you learn a little, but you laugh a lot.
That's an incredible clip.
It's awesome.
Lee
Wow.
Trevino, man.
Also,
you
you
can't
could-
say it any better than that.
You could tell the producer in the truck realized, like, oh, something's happening here. You got the full pinch and zoom on Lee. The whole time it was the two of them. And then as soon as Lee was like, I'll tell you something else, they were like, holy shit, man. That's a great answer. He's, I mean,
the Lord.
we were
Wow.
talking ambassadors
Really-
for the game, but he's
Really powerful stuff there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable clip from Lee Trevino. So I thought that would be a phenomenal way during these holidays to finish off our last golf podcast of 2025. Anyone have anything else?
No,
I just got it.
That's it.
No, I just got to drink some more fluids. I think that's like what's
You
next
got to
up
get
for
some
me.
fluids in there. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. We'll be back after the long break. We'll be fresh and ready to rock for 2026. Everybody be safe out there. Thank you for listening throughout the entire year, and we will see you next year. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.